Hey, this is Tara Bennett Smith here at Soul TV, and I'm being bigger, badder, bolder, and better, and I hope you are too. And today, my guest is none other than Rodney Allen Rippy. Now, some of you may remember him, some of you may not, but take a look.
Hi. Haven't I seen you on TV before?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Rodney.
Rodney what?
Rodney Allen Rippy.
What's that in front of you?
The Jumbo Jack.
A jumbo jack?
From Jack in the Box.
Did you ever get a bite out of it?
And too big to eat.
You think you'll be able to get a bite now? Give it a try, Rodney. Tell us how you like it.
I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
That is such a great commercial. Now, there's so much to his story. We're going to take this in parts because I want you to hear everything he's got to say. But my segment's about 5 minutes, so we're going to do little intervals. So you got to check back and see the rest of it. Hey, Rodney, how you doing? Thank you for joining in today. So tell us how this whole thing happened.
One day, I'm watching The Little Rascals, and I'm sitting there, and I'm laughing, and Mom is washing dishes. And so she comes out of the kitchen, and my mom said, well, wait a minute. What, you think you could do that? You think you could be on TV? And I said, yeah. And my mom's like, wait a minute, really? You wouldn't be afraid of the lights and the cameras? I'm like, nope. So my mom said, all right, let me see what I can do. So Mom got the SAG list. And so now she's got the real agent list. And so she's calling. And my mom said, you know what? I'm not messing around. I'm going to the top. So she went to the top lady and called in the children's division. And Dorothy at the time was one of the top commercial agents in Hollywood. One day my agent called and she said, Flossie, I got some great news. Jack in the Box is in trouble. They're in foreclosure and they need a child. They need a little boy, a girl. They need a mascot. So my mom says, well, okay, I'll take Rodney in. And so when we show up, we walk in and there's 100 kids there, sure enough, and their parents. And my mom looks around and she's concerned. She goes, Rodney, look at how big this audition is. Look at all these cute kids waiting. And my mom is looking around and her wheels are turning and she's thinking. And she's like, how can I give you an edge over all these kids? And my mom thought, manners. Some of these kids probably don't have good manners. So my mom said, come here. So she hooks me and she says, listen, remember the manners I taught you. Remember, you don't put your elbows on the table. I'm like, yeah. She said, you don't talk with your mouth full. Yeah, got that. She said, remember, and I smell food, Rodney. They're going to give you something. Don't touch it until they tell you to. Remember, got it. All right. So they end up calling me in. The guy comes out and he has a list. Rodney Rippy, Mr. Rippy, please come in. She hugs me and she says, don't talk with your mouth full. Kisses me on the cheek, swats me on the rear end. And she said, go. So I walk in and the man shuts the door right in my mom's face. It turned out, sure enough, there was this lady in the same room at the end. I'm like, man, that lady is making a burger. And I'm thinking, Mama was right. I think I'm going to get a burger. Sure enough, she finished this burger. Man, she brought this big old burger and plopped it down in front of me. And I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, wow. But I remember Mom said, don't touch it. So I just sat there waiting. And the guy looks at me and he goes, haven't I seen you on TV before? And I lied. I said, yeah. He goes, what's your name? I said, Rodney. He goes, Rodney what? I said, Rodney Allen Rippy. He goes, what's that in front of you? I said, that's the Jumbo Jack from Jack in the Box. And he said, do you think you could get a bite out of it? And I said, it's too big to eat. He said, well, pick it up and take a bite. And I said, okay. So I reach out, I grab this burger, and I'm a little kid. I'm thinking, Rodney, you may only get one bite. So take a big bite. So I take this huge bite. And as soon as I bite into it, he said, tell me how you like it. And I said, and I remember what my mom said. So I put the burger down. I said, can't talk, my mouth's full. And he starts laughing. And he reaches over and he cuts the camera off and he just cracks up laughing. He's like, oh, you can go. You can go. And I'm like,
Stay tuned for part 2 of this very intriguing story. Part 2 is coming up. I know you want to know how he ended up getting that commercial. So thank you all for tuning in again. This is Tara Bennett-Smith with Soul TV, and I'm being bigger, badder, bolder, and better. I want to make sure you follow myself. Make sure you follow Rodney. See you soon. Make sure you come back for part 2 of this story and also hear about his time on the American Music Awards with Michael Jackson and Donny Osmond.